All right, we're back. What's up, guys? To the Mojo Dojo Casa House. I feel like we should change that name.
Season premiere?
It's season 2. When did we start this again?
I think it's already been like 2 years, dude. No, at least 1 year.
Okay, we did start 1 year, and then we took a whole year of a hiatus. That's a bit crazy.
A 1 year hiatus. Come on.
We were like, we'll be back for Christmas. We got back.
No, we stopped at like Halloween.
Oh, that's right. And then we were like, we got
Then
family
like
and stuff for
Halloween.
Thanksgiving. We'll be back. And then we were never back. I was gonna like try to start off the episode with like a song or something like introduces us, because usually we just go, "What's up, guys?" You know, whatever. I just had like a theme
Did you
song
write something?
in my mind. No, I did not.
I know you play keyboard and stuff. You could make something up.
I mean, that'd be interesting, but I play more like classical stuff. I don't play anything like.
I bet AI could make something for us.
Yeah, I should look for something like that. Well,
Yeah,
what's
so-
going on, man? We wanted a scenery change.
Yeah. And it'll tell us when to stop once the sun goes down.
Like I can't see
us.
myself.
Or we could just keep talking in the dark.
We just have like a candle or something. Ah, dude. When you grew up, what kind of cartoons did you watch?
Cartoons. I had a PBS. And
PBS.
Cartoon Network.
Okay, because that's the song I thought of. I was over there at home thinking about a theme song for us, and I thought, dun, 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 dun. And I'm like, fuck, I miss Cartoon. I miss Cartoon Network. I was talking to my brother the other day. We were like, dude, remember Cartoon Network, like Ed and Eddie,
That
Kids
would actually
Next Door.
scare me, Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie scared you?
Yeah, just because the kids all looked weird.
Thinking back on it, I'm like, where are the parents?
It was just them.
They was just them in a cul-de-sac. I'm like, wow.
Bunch of ghetto kids.
And then we were over there like, yeah, remember like Ed and Eddie, Kids Next Door, Johnny
My
Bravo.
microphone has dust on it.
Jesus Christ. This hiatus is off the hook. Yeah, we were like, dude, imagine if they made like a real life version of Johnny Bravo.
That's not a bad idea.
My brother's like, yeah, make him black. Change it up.
Yeah. We could have Black Panther be Ryan Gosling.
I'm seeing that meme. I'm just like, what the hell's going on, dude? It's funny as hell. It reminds me
Diversity.
yeah, I guess so. I'm over here like,
Can you imagine him?
Ryan Gosling as Black Panther. Jesus Christ. He's like, Wakanda forever. Surfer dude. Nah. What do you have in mind of talking about today?
I know you had some ideas.
Well, one of the ideas I had was to talk about red pill stuff, but I feel like that's a buzzword. I feel like that turns people off. Red pill stuff.
And I had to look it up when you told me. I'll look it up again.
Okay, yeah. Look it up. Let's see what the definition of it is, because I think when most people say, like, even mention something about red pill content, it's a turn off because it kind of just sounds like men against women, something like that.
Quick, ChatGPT says red pill content came from the movie The Matrix.
Right, yeah.
And
Because
it's
when
the
he
movie-
chooses the blue pill or the red pill, blue pill, go back to the dream, red pill, join reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Red pill symbolizes seeking the truth about reality, even if it's uncomfortable or challenging. In online discussions, red pill is about representing various ideologies or perspectives that claim to reveal hidden truths about society, culture, or human behavior.
That's a mouthful.
So, gender dynamics, political and society, self-awareness.
Yeah,
I'm saying that it's often criticized for promoting divisive and extreme views. Based on
it's
gender.
often criticized.
Yeah.
See, that's what I think turns people off because, well, one is it's already hard to talk about the truth sometimes, but two, it's even harder to talk about it if we already have like a predisposed mindset on what I'm supposed to do as a certain kind of person and what someone else is supposed to be. And I think that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about, like something brief. I thought of the word masculinity,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to talk about that with you.
Okay.
Like,
Well, just go off and I'll see if I can just piggyback.
No. I was gonna say when you think of the word masculinity or masculine, what comes to your mind? What do you think that means?
What makes a man a man?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, with that thought in your head, what makes a man a man?
Well, I guess what makes a man has changed throughout the years. Now, I think with people being more self-aware, it's evolved, right? What being a man is. So it's also like having the strength to be a leader and to help others grow, while also being like aware of your impact on others.
Aware of your impact on others.
Yeah, so like keeping in mind others' thoughts and emotions.
Okay. That's interesting. You know what I think it is? Well, you said it changed. Growing up, masculinity, it was like a behind the scenes.
Right.
And yeah, I've had to learn a lot of stuff. But I think right now, I think the big thing is that masculinity is being able to push your emotions aside, even if just for a second, to get something done with like a practical like method.
Right.
That's what I think masculinity is. I don't like the idea that masculinity means that you got to be like this macho kind of guy or whatever. That's
Right.
like a kind of traditional way of thinking about it, I think. But I think masculinity is you're able to face something and you try to figure out the solution.
You're goal oriented versus like getting the job done by any means, right? Or not necessarily trying to offend anyone, but this is our job and we're gonna do it, and this is how we're gonna do it. Like,
yeah,
you're not trying to like sympathize with everyone. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you got to get something done, there are certain things you have to push aside mentally, and a lot of people,
physically, right?
probably, yeah. I mean, like, what's an example of that?
Say, how would we use masculinity in you're building a house.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have some bum, lazy, kid help you,
Well, we were like,
or like
I think he's talking
you
about
gotta
me.
man up. You gotta man up and actually like carry the cement bags and
Oh, okay. Kind of like a tough. You gotta
Yeah.
be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, growing up, I'm trying not to jump all over the place because I feel like I usually do that.
Okay.
But growing up, how do you feel like you were taught to be masculine? Because you're a guy. Would you consider yourself like
I consider myself a guy.
a guy? Like, I consider myself a man. Yeah. But yeah, like growing up, what taught you to be what you think is masculine?
For me, it was like to not cry in front of other people and to be brave. If you fall, get back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like, dust off your shoulders and get back to it.
Ignore what's bothering you at the moment.
Dude,
And I guess it made me who I am today.
right.
But I don't know, like say if I was to raise somebody today, it'd be a little different.
How would you raise if you had a son? How would you raise them? Like, when in regard to like masculinity, how would you raise that?
It's probably the same way I was raised, to be honest.
Get your ass up, son.
Yeah. Hey, why are you crying?
Wipe them tears away.
I'll make you cry for real.
You want a reason to cry? No,
But again, there's also like a time and place for everything.
what do you mean?
Like as far as like being emotional or empathetic, right? Showing empathy.
Showing some kind of understanding of
Yeah.
emotion stuff. Yeah, because when I was growing up, dude, like I cried a lot. I was sensitive or whatever. I think my dad thought I was gay.
That's most dads.
You could be the toughest kid. Your dad's just like this. My son's gay.
I blame his mom.
I mean, yeah, and it was weird growing up. Growing up, I felt more comfortable hanging around with the girls. And what's funny is that it's because I liked the girls. That's why I hung out with them a lot. I didn't want to hang out with the guys because I didn't like guys. But
Nasty and dirty. And at least the kids I grew up with, they were.
yeah, literally, they just as soon as it was recess time, they're like, they
Or
ran out to the
ghetto.
soccer field. Ghetto,
Yeah, just like trying to pick fights or
dude.
rap battles. I don't know. Y'all didn't have anything like that?
I'm over here like, what elementary school did you go to?
Well, I remember in middle school it was really ghetto, at least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Paul Wall generation.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm over here thinking about.
Elementary or what?
Yeah, first elementary. Yeah, I mean the boys they were rowdy. The girls were rowdy too, but not in the same sense.
Yeah.
And I'd hang out with them, and they want to play house, and I'm like, I'll play house.
I'll be your daddy.
Hey. I'll be the daddy.
Motherfucker.
I was like, Eric, you're gonna be my husband, and I'm like, you're damn right.
And I would be your husband and your husband.
I was creating a harem. But I mean, and like, I grew around the girls a lot more, so I heard the way that they talked.
You don't have sisters, do you?
I don't have sisters.
Oh.
I only had my mom. I did grow up with girl cousins, but I don't really think that's the same thing as like, having a sister around. That would be interesting. Yeah, I think this topic was also brought into my head because I saw Gladiator 2.
Wait,
Have you
what?
seen it? Huh? I saw Gladiator 2.
That's what you thought about when you...
About the whole masculinity thing?
Well, that was different times.
I think it's
Some
more
of
like...
it, I mean, I guess today you see it more, right? But I think there's that period where, like, being that feminist, a lot of people were getting hated on, or is that what you're talking about? Like, you're talking about the princes, or
I think
what?
just the portrayal of stuff. I don't know. It wasn't the movie specifically. There was like a controversial article that I read about Gladiator 2, which is what made me want to go watch it. I watched it. I didn't really see too much about that, what the article was talking about. I saw other shit, but it wasn't what the article was talking about. The article was like, Gladiator 2 was like, it's trying to like demolish masculinity and trying to, uphold femininity. And I'm like, what? That's not at all what I saw in the movie. I mean, maybe some parts, but I don't really think so overall.
What would you rate that movie? Like 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10? 5 or 4.
That bad?
There's a few reasons why I think it's
That's
kinda
okay,
bad.
right? That's like average. 5 or
Yeah, it's average.
or like 6 is okay.
To me, it's not worth talking about like Oppenheimer was worth talking about. Which is how we started all this thing, right? Oppenheimer
Started off with a movie,
and
yeah.
Barbie.
Well, I feel like these movies actually they give you lots of things to think about. I mean, at least when I go to the movies,
Yeah.
it makes
Well,
me.
and that's what I thought was a problem with Gladiator 2. Not saying anything bad about Barbie, because I like that movie. But I could remember more stuff about Barbie than I could Gladiator 2. For me, Gladiator 2...
it was just whatever, honestly.
Oh, really? For you?
Gladiator?
Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it took like an hour for the story to actually get interesting. And I was like, oof, that's kind of bad. Like, story-wise, I went to go see Wicked. That shit had me in the first, like, 10 to 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm good. I'm ready. But other than that, Gladiator 2, it tried to bring, like, a lot of homage kind of moments to the first movie. And I'm like, there's a way to do that without kind of putting it in your face. And I felt like it did that. It kind of put it in your face. So I was like, I wasn't really too impressed about it.
Well, you know that director's like 90-something years old, right?
Isn't he
Ridley Scott?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like,
And I was looking at some of the stuff like compared to the first movie. Like in the first movie, he only had like 10 scenes that were CGI, and in this one, he had like 1,000 scenes.
dude, those monkeys.
Yeah, right.
I was like, okay, what? I'm like, come on. And
No,
then the whole
spoilers.
Coliseum-
Spoilers. I don't know
Oh.
if y'all have seen
Yeah.
it, but
I'm like, yeah, sorry about the spoilers, but sharks.
mhm.
I was like, whoa. But then, like at the end of the movie, when all this shit goes down, the two sides show up
Uh-huh.
and they're fighting in the river.
That did not make any sense.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
mean, in a way, but
I got
it's
the
like,
sentiment. I got the sentiment, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I feel it a little bit more.
but would that have really happened?
And then the end happened, right? The last scene, and the movie ended, and I was like, I told my friend, I'm like, I'm like, this is what could have happened. I laid it out, and she was like, yeah, you're right. That would have made a better ending. And I'm like, who are these writers, man? They need to sign us up. What about you? What's on your mind?
I
What you
just
thinking about?
asked if we're still on the topic of red pill stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So like, I don't know. Have you used Chat GBT before?
Couple of times I asked it to like
I think it's amazing.
write a short story.
Do my job.
Oh man, they actually tried to implement a Chat GBT thing for searching blog topics for my work.
Uh-huh.
But dude, I felt like I was faster than the Chat GBT. I'm just like, nah,
Mm.
it wasn't for me. What about you? Like, how do you feel about that Chat GBT?
With great power comes great responsibility.
All right, Spider-Man.
This thing is gonna take away jobs.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
Dude, honestly,
because this thing can even code. You don't even need like beginner.
oh, it can code.
Yeah,
Oh,
it can code for you.
I think if it's for used for practical ways, it's probably going to take away jobs. If it's used for creative ways, it kind of sucks.
Right.
Yeah. That's where I think the fall off is for it. But other than that, for coding, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about that. I feel fine about ChatGPT because it doesn't feel creative. It sounds like a robot when it talks.
I've seen it like where or like in the video game industry, they're using AI to make art, so they don't even need graphic designers in most cases.
Do you
They
think the
just
art
generate.
is on par with the quality we could be having with actual people?
It's just for people that notice, it feels like you're getting cheated out of something, right? It's like it's fake basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
Versus a person taking the time to, or hiring somebody to make actual content.
Yeah, I don't know if you can like set up any like to show pictures on the video after this.
Yeah,
But
yeah, easily.
but like for our job when we're writing a blog, we can look up Adobe stock photos, and you can see real photos and you can see AI photos. When it first started showing AI stuff, I knew immediately it was AI.
Mm-hmm.
But some people couldn't tell the difference because that's how realistic it's made it. But when you really look at it, those people look dead.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
look
yeah.
dead inside. Like their eyes are like dolls. And I'm like, this doesn't look right. It just doesn't. If it's for more like fantastical stuff,
And it's only been out for a couple years, man. Just give it another.
it's going to be even better.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, you know what I do? Well, it's not ChatGPT, but it is AI. You ever heard of Night Cafe?
Nah.
I don't know if any of y'all have heard of Night Cafe. It's pretty cool. You just make a free account, and every day it gives you a certain amount of credits, and you can use those credits to go to the AI thing, put in the text prompt, what kind of image you want, and AI will create the image.
Oh,
for you.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found out how to make it even better, like how to describe what I want. But some of that shit's pretty good. Like I've been able to.
That's how you made like your Dungeons and Dragons character, right?
Yeah, because I can't draw. I suck at
Uh-huh.
drawing, but I have like this imagination. I'm like, fuck. So I went to the AI. I described what I wanted, and I was able to finally like even characters from my novels. I
Mhm.
like describe them, and they show it how I've envisioned
Envision it.
And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I don't use it to sell anything.
You're right.
I just want to use it to inspire me to like, oh, okay, this is who I have in my mind. That's what I use it for.
All right. Topic number 1.
Oh shit.
Is chivalry dead or just evolving? Discuss whether traditional acts of chivalry, such as opening doors, paying for dates, are still relevant in modern relationships.
Okay, what was the first question? Is chivalry dead?
Or just evolving? It's all together.
Okay, evolving as in like improving
Just changing.
or just changing?
That's what evolution is, right?
I mean, because changing could be like you're dying. You know?
Dying?
Yeah, change could be death, decay.
Yeah, but no. You know what chivalry is, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I know the gist of it. Is chivalry dead?
In today's age, I don't know if I hear it enough from people, honestly.
I'm going to go ahead and play. I don't know if this is playing devil's advocate, but I'm going to say chivalry is dead.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless there are people who are practicing it. But for the most part, I think right now, well, I mean, I guess since I am a participant of the dating, like marking and all this other stuff going on.
You don't open doors for girls?
I do. I do. I also open doors for elderly people.
Yeah.
I want to be chivalrous. But for the sake of like the dating thing, it's
Open your own damn door.
It's interesting. I don't open the door for them to appear as something. I open the door for them because I am that thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't do it to present chivalry. I do it because I want to be chivalrous. And they might think whatever of it. That's not my issue. My issue is I'm going to open the door because that's how I was raised. But then the thing that makes it dead is a lot of guys think that they are supposed to do that and that the response is supposed to be a positive one,
Right.
AKA go on another date. But they do it, they don't get the response they're looking for. And so they're like, you know what, fuck that. I ain't going to open doors and shit. It doesn't work. And to me, I'm like, that's not the focus you should have. You should be chivalrous for its own sake, not for the outcome you're looking for.
Yeah, to get something out of it.
Because that's how I used to think. I wanted the outcome.
I really don't know. I don't.
I don't open doors for nobody.
I've been out of the dating pool forever.
I look at I look at girls, I close them doors. Aren't you gonna open the door? You can open your own goddamn door.
Does it empower or disadvantage men?
Does chivalry empower disadvantaged men?
Does it empower or disadvantage them?
Damn. How do I answer that question if I already think it's dead?
Right? I don't really think I see it, honestly. Maybe not here, at least. Maybe other cultures or...
I think if it's in the realm of like... If a guy doesn't practice chivalry, I think it empowers him. Or he might feel empowered. Because he's putting something off of his shoulders.
Yeah, and yeah.
And he's just doing whatever he wants to do. And that sounds
But
like...
as far as in society, I can't answer that. But for a person's, like what you're saying, it can empower them.
That's probably how they feel. Like for that example,
Yeah.
the guy wanted the response, doesn't get it, so he says, fuck it. And so now he's going around not being chivalrous. The girl can think whatever she wants, but the guy's like, I'm doing me. Maybe he might feel empowered, but...
I might have to agree, yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
The only problem is that I'm like, it might seem like he's going to be empowered by it, but it's like a false sense of it. It's kind of like what I said earlier. You don't want to do it for this. You want to do it because that's who you want to be.
Right.
That should be the empowerment part. But right now, there's so much like disconnect between people and whatnot. It's harder for guys to feel like they should be chivalrous when they don't get the outcomes that they're looking for. And I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've had to update what I'm doing and how I see what I'm doing. And a lot of guys, they have to improve their thoughts on it because, it's tough out there, man. It's tough.
Say chivalry isn't dead.
Okay.
What would it look like in a modern era?
What would chivalry look like in a modern era? Well, shit. I mean, how did it look like back then?
Well, they didn't have social media. That's what I picture. Chivalry is like the good old times of Americana. You know,
What's that?
it's a time period in America.
Okay.
So like going to the drive-in, picking up the girl,
Oh,
on a date.
okay.
paying for dinner. So fast forward.
Okay.
That'd be like 60, 70 years.
Yeah, yeah. I got an answer. What would chivalry look like if it's not dead in the modern day? Guys are not talking to women like they are right now. Online.
Right.
Online, there's no in-person connection right there. So they feel like they can just say whatever the fuck they want. Damn, girl, you look fine as fuck.
Right.
With chivalry, you would not say that shit. That's dumb. It's not a great way of doing it. If the girl likes it, okay, that's anecdotal.
Right.
I want to talk about like what would actually start a bridge towards connecting to someone. And you don't go in that route. You go in a route like, hey, I found you attractive. We should
Yeah,
meet
if you're not a
sometime.
fuck boy or
Yeah.
fuck girl.
Yeah. Because that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you in the long run if you're looking for a deeper connection. And it doesn't help the other guys who are trying to get a deeper connection, but these girls are only seeing fuck boys.
Right.
So in the modern day, chivalry would look way more respectful and just more mindful.
I can see that, yeah.
People need to be more mindful of how they interact with each other. But I mean, that's another thing about today's age right now. I don't know how they were back then, but excitement is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be excited. That's why when you see movie trailers, they show you way too much because
Yeah.
they want you to see all this excitement. But sometimes the excitement is the mystery.
Right.
But we've kind of slowly gone away from the mystery part. We want like the overt excitement parts. So if you're not exciting, if you're not saying, oh, you're fine as fuck and being controversial, then you're kind of boring.
Right.
You're
Less
kinda
is
lame.
more.
Less is more, but a lot of people, they want to see the more part. They don't want to see the less.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of a shame. It's kind of a problem. And I think that's why it's tougher to be chivalry in a modern day because, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of nuances in that. But I think so far that's my take right now. That's what I've seen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you let us know.
Yeah, guys, tell us in the comments, what do y'all think? You know what? I would
is
love
chivalry dead? Yeah.
Yeah, chivalry dead.
Is it? Let us know.
Is it dead? What
Do
do
you
think it
practice
looks
chivalry?
like? Do you open doors?
Do you open doors?
Do you shut them down?
What does modern day chivalry look like to you?
Modern day chivalry. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I never thought about talking about that, but
Yeah, I've never.
I mean,
That just shows you, right?
yeah, that we don't talk about the stuff that it's part of the thing that we find important. If I want a deeper connection, how do I get there? And if chivalry is part of it, how do I build on that?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, look, if you're trying to be chivalrous for the dating scene, kind of get away from that thought. Be chivalrous because it's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for
As
your
a person.
character.
Yeah.
As a person, you feel more confident because you're not doing it for something else. Because if you're doing it for something else and it doesn't work or whatever, then you're nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be something without that other thing. Oof, man, this is juicy. This
This is what you wanted,
This is
right?
the kind of shit I want to talk about.
We need a round table for this.
That one right here.
We need like a
Right now we got a stool. It's fine.
female's perspective.
Dude,
You don't have anyone you can think of that would
that would
join?
talk about this
Yeah.
stuff? Hmm.
Any other philosophical mind?
Dude, I don't know if this is telling something, but I can't think of a wait, just a philosophical mind or
Or
a,
just
a female's
a
perspective,
female's perspective.
but with a philosophical mind.
That's neutral, I guess. Would you say we're neutral?
I don't know. I think I'm kind of neutral, but I am a guy, so I have to
Yeah.
lean a little bit one way, just a little bit. But intellectual though, no, I can't think of one.
I can't think of one either.
Right now, like I said about the excitement, people want to talk about that shit. They don't want to talk about the inner stuff. I mean, maybe my mom, but My mom's set in her ways, and she's not part of our generation.
Well,
so.
if you would like to join us in our
Yeah,
future
like-
discussions,
So someone put on the comments if you want to talk about intellectual stuff, because we would love to talk about that stuff.
and Eric loves this shit.
I like philosophy, and you know what's funny? I always liked philosophy, because I felt like I could put that into the way that I am in life.
Mhm.
It's not
Right,
just
right,
words in a fictitious story.
It's
or whatever.
applying it.
I can apply it.
Yeah.
It might not work the way I want it to sometimes, but that's the burden that you got to choose. Oh shit! I'm over here talking low.
Quote that.
Oh, hey, you
Jarvis, clip that.
You can quote me on that.
Clip that.
Fuck, man.
All right. Topic number 2.
Oh shit! That was only first topic.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay.
Social chat GBT. That's my
Fuck.
personal Jamie.
I'm like, man, Angel, you coming up with some good questions. You're like, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, hit me with the best shot.
Social media's role in shaping dating expectations.
Fucking hell.
Analyze how platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and dating apps influence modern dating dynamics.
Ooh, doggy.
Discuss the highlight reel effect and whether it leads to unrealistic expectations in relationships. Do you use that highlights?
Do I do it, or do I just see them highlights?
Do you use it? Look at it like on a person's profile?
Yeah. Unreal expectations.
Explore how red pill content critiques or embraces the impact of blah. And I can just ignore that. So how does?
It was probably a good one. You're like, it's a bit too juicy. Let's.
Well, let me say it again and see if you understand it.
Okay.
Explore how red pill content critiques or embraces the impact of social media on attraction and relationships. Does that make sense?
Oh shit.
How red pill content
Red pill
critiques
content.
or embraces the impact of social media on attraction and relationships.
Critiques or and embrace.
Also, just the red pill view on social media on attraction and relationships.
Oof.
So I guess what we're doing right now.
God damn. Oh man, I'm stumped. Hey,
Let's go back to the first question.
First question. Let's go with basics.
Analyze how platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and dating apps influence modern dating dynamics.
Okay, so let's just start there. Basics.
I feel like everyone should have a pretty good grasp, already know about this.
What do you mean?
Like if anyone that's tried dating in today's world, they already have an idea. Like it's like fishing in an endless pond, right?
It's funny that you say fishing, because that's one of the things people need to know this already. That the idea of the catfish,
Mm-hmm.
right? Catfishing. A person online might be slightly or greatly different from who they are in real life. So you should have that in mind. What they are in life,
It's
that's
not-
one
yeah.
thing. What you want to know is the real thing. So
Platforms like this just show the best.
yeah,
And-
everyone's trying to show their best.
And
Like-
Instagram, you got filters, and you're making a picture look prettier than it is.
Right. Like even if I were to put a profile picture on a dating app or dating site or something like that, I put on my contacts like I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
I put on my best outfit. I don't show myself with my glasses on because I know. I know. So that's what you should know, that people are gonna try to look their best on social media. So keep that in mind. That's why sometimes when people are talking about dating, they're like, yeah, talk to them through social media, get to know them a little bit. But it might be a good idea that before landing a date or whatever, FaceTime them, see them in real,
Yeah.
in real aspect. If they're like unprepared, even better, because you want to be honest about that stuff. You don't want to try to hide it. People can tell when you're trying to hide stuff sometimes. So it's like, be authentic, like truly authentic.
I agree. I concur.
You concur? I concur. But what else
No,
to say about
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I think that's probably the main thing right there. Just know that people online are going to be, that's one thing. You want the real. Damn, I feel like this episode I'm over here giving like a life advice and shit.
It's kind of like what you wanted on your
I guess so.
your
I don't
channel,
know. I
huh?
don't know. You know what? I even like I went on Facebook to go see like a Marcus Aurelius quote, but it has nothing to do about this anymore.
I'll put it up at the end. I'll put it up right now.
Actually, hold on, wait. Yeah, I'll put it up right now. Tell him afterwards. Hold on. Did I find it? I don't know if I did. Okay, go on with your next question though while I look for it. I like this.
Okay.
Shit. I like it.
This is our third and final question on Red Pill content. Masculinity in crisis. This is what you were talking about.
Okay.
Masculinity in crisis. Fact or fiction? Examine claims that traditional masculinity is under attack or has been redefined in the modern world. We just
Yes.
talked about this.
I will just go ahead and start out. Yes. Why though? Like what we were talking about masculinity earlier, kind of the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with the base part, you want to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people nowadays, when they think of someone being tough, they also think that they're seeing someone who wants to dismiss emotional stuff. And people nowadays want to embrace the emotional part of the human existence. They don't want to push it away. And they think that's a problem, pushing it away. For those of us who think about it differently, what we're doing is compartmentalizing
Mm-hmm.
when I can feel emotion and when I need to focus up. And I think that's that's sort of an attack right there. People, they think you just focusing up is being like a little toxic because there's a little potential for you to want to dismiss stuff, especially their feelings. That's why it's a little bit.
And I think that shit gets in the way a lot of times.
What, feelings?
Or like what you were saying, like you're trying to be safe around your words and stuff, or try not to offend anyone. So it's like at the same time, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but it just slows the progress.
There's a philosopher. I forgot who it was though, but he's basically, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, those who do not risk offending someone can never be truthful or can never tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to offend someone. Sometimes your worldview is going to be different from another. And so when they say what they think is true, you're just going to shut it out or whatever. Or that person might be conscious of that. So they're going to be quiet about certain things that they ought to say just to make sure that you feel safe and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, it gets in the way. That's why, if we're talking about the dating part, if we're going back to the dating part, a lot of times there's confusion on both guys and girls and whatever because we're like, oh, I don't know what they meant, what they said, all these things or whatever. But sometimes one of the other are trying to cover something up because they're trying to make sure you feel comfortable or you don't feel offended. When really you should just be honest.
Honest,
Be honest. It clears up a lot of stuff. One of the things that makes people like with heartache when it comes to the dating scene is that they're confused about stuff. As soon as you get rid of the confusion, you're just telling the truth and you're upfront about stuff. There's no confusion because everything's been cleared. Ah, damn.
Clip that.
I need to take a breath.
Clip that.
Ah, damn, I drank this whole cup of water. Hold on. Look, hold on. I have something that I found about Marcus Aurelius, though.
Okay, go ahead.
And maybe you can put a little bit in the dating thing. I don't know. We'll see. He said, "It is the responsibility of leadership to work intelligently with what is given and not waste time fantasizing about a world of flawless people and perfect choices." And that's one of the problems that even in the dating thing, you have this idea of the way things are supposed to go. And if they don't go that way, it's a huge problem for you. Instead of focusing on what you think should go about it, look at what's happening. Or we'll just break it down even more. Let's say I'm talking to someone, I'm talking to a girl, and she tells me something. I'm not going to go back home and think, well, I wonder what she meant about this, and I wonder about this. Maybe she meant this and blah. No. Whatever she said, I take it, face value. and that's it.
Right.
If she meant something else, that's not my responsibility or business. And that's how you clear up some of those confusion stuff. You just take it face value. I've seen way too many guys, and girls sometimes too, when it comes to their situation, but I see them overthinking about things, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I know. I used to overthink too, that it's a problem. I know it's a problem because I've lived that. If you change it up and you're like, just take whatever they said face value, it'll save you a lot of trouble.
I think I don't know what you're getting at, and a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I used to be the same way, but then one day, at least personally, I just stopped overthinking.
Yeah, dude.
Like ignorance is bliss, and
Ignorance is bliss.
like what you were just mentioning now, like just nothing's perfect. Nothing's ever gonna be perfect. That perfect society, that utopia that people want in their mind,
Yeah.
it's a fantasy in a way.
Right. Yeah, like when people are dating.
Yeah.
I like what we're just talking about the dating part. People want the perfect person. You're going to save yourself a lot of trouble if you just get it out of your head that there exists such a person. You got to know that you have flaws, they have flaws, and you got to look at the stuff together. Because there ain't no perfect. There ain't no, what the hell did he say? Fuck, I lost it. Never mind. Sorry, Marcus Aurelius. I gotta tell you, my ass is cold right now. I needed to get a pillow, but we're fine. Let's keep going. By the end, I'm just like,
You just stand up.
I'm just like,
Head chopped off.
oh, fuck. No. What else we got?
I'd only asked for 3 questions. You want one more?
Yeah, let's try one more question. Let's see. Let's see what the hell they talk about. Because, ChatGPT is pulling in from all the stuff that they sees on the internet, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
I was listening to a podcast. I forgot who. Oh, Digital Foundry. You know Digital Foundry?
That sounds familiar.
Again, it's another nerdy podcast group that goes into like the minutia of technology and video games specifically.
Minutia. I don't know that word.
Eric,
I'm a writer, I know.
minutia, just the intricacies.
Okay. Wow.
So they really break it down.
Never gonna.
And they were saying that AI has already learned everything there is on the internet. So right now it's kind of at a plateau as far as what it can do.
Because it's already accumulated everything.
Yeah.
That's
It's only been like, what, 2-3 years? How long has it been out?
Yeah. Well, what does that mean though? What does that like entail?
There's nothing else to teach it.
Wow.
Now
That's
it's learning from itself.
learning from itself. That's interesting.
Like it's already observed all the data that there is on the internet.
Huh.
Anyways,
Yeah, I wonder.
question number 4.
Okay. You're like, anyway.
All right. The economics of modern relationships.
Oh shit.
Talking about money now.
Economics. Oh no.
Explain how financial independence, career ambitions, and income disparities impact modern dating and marriage.
Oof. I'm loving these loaded questions.
So they're pretty good, right?
But when it comes to the economy, financial stuff, I'm like, repeat it again. I need to hear it again.
Explore how financial independence, career ambitions, and income disparities impact modern dating and marriage. So I guess since the way I see this question is that, back then men were the breadwinners.
Right.
And I would say today it's pretty much equal, or if not at least better as far as like income dispersal between men and women.
Well, if you're saying like, women are also able to make the same kind of money that a guy is.
Yes.
Yeah. How does that affect?
Modern dating and marriage. So financial independence, career ambitions, income disparities.
Yeah.
How does that affect?
So, I always like to start at like the bare bones. Let's make this analogy. I'm surviving in the forest. I don't have a fire. and I find someone who also doesn't have a fire, and then I find someone else who has a fire. Who am I going to go for?
The person with
The
fire.
person with the fire. So if you're already starting in a place where you don't have much, you're probably going to want to look for someone who has more,
Right.
for survival reasons. And so back then, if ladies weren't able to make the same kind of money as a guy or whatever, they're probably going to choose a guy who's
That's got something.
that's got something.
Yeah.
And maybe what he's got is like what an average guy is earning today. Let's say a lady doesn't have an education, doesn't have a career, and a guy making 40, 50,000 a year, he offers marriage. She's going to be like, hey, that sounds pretty damn good. Because compared to what I have right now. But all of a sudden, what if the woman is also making 40 to 50? Now that guy who's making the same as her, what does he have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
So more than likely, most people are probably going to look for someone who's more. I want to be fair, though. I think I'm talking more on the woman's side than the guy's side. I think the guy might value something different. I don't know. Do you think guys also look for women who are making more?
It's just a net positive, I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
But you don't think that's the thing that most guys are like actually
It just
searching?
depends on the guy, I
It
think.
depends on the guy. I don't know. I'm over here trying to think about like the big picture, traditional stuff. And I think more often the girls are being told, hey, look for that
I can't
guy.
tell you from personal preference.
Yeah.
I would like somebody that has the job.
That'd be cool.
Right? I just think because there's so much free time aside from that. Like, what are you going to be doing with your time?
Yeah.
You need a way to keep yourself busy.
That-
And at the same time, you can help contribute.
Yeah. And
Less stress on the both.
I'll talk about two different situations. One of them I saw growing up. The other one is something I think would be a positive. Growing up, I saw my mom and my dad both working, and they were teammates. So I grew up seeing that as like a norm, that a man and a woman can be married and both work and like build something together. I never thought for once that I should be the one person making the whole thing and the other person doesn't have to have that responsibility.
Right.
Now that I think about it, imagine if you're at home and you got your work done, you got the house, everything's good, but your lady is the one working and she's not at home with you anymore, or she's not at home with you right now when you have free time. I'm like, damn, it'd be nice if she didn't have to go to work. Like, imagine if I could work and she could be at home or do whatever she's doing, whatever, and then when I'm at home, she could be right there with me.
Right.
So I think that might cause some stress for a lot of people. I can say that probably would cause some stress for me because I love quality time. So, looking for a career and independence and whatever, that's cool. This fucking airplane. A moment of silence. Y'all heard that shit?
I'm sorry, can you rewind? Like
Start back off on the third question. But yeah, I think that might bring some kind of conflict a little bit. If it's nice if the person has independence, but if that takes away from quality of time, if that's something that someone values, that might be a little bit of a hindrance.
Again, I think it all depends if you're in that situation, right?
Yeah, if someone's
as you know
farming-
now, the economy isn't that great, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that, or I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the money is going to like a few people. The rest of us, well, me, I'm counting myself.
I'm the few.
I feel like I am just the average dude. So yeah, it's tough out there. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. My financial standing is something I have to consider when it comes to the dating market.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just got to be honest and truthful right there. I know that where I am, if I'm if I'm like upfront about it, hey, this is how much I make. I know the amount, like the percentage of, ladies might not want that because I'm not over here. So, yeah, like when
I
it comes to
mean,
dating thing, it's
At the same time, it's just probably me. I really don't try to think about the financial or the economics when it comes to who you're talking to.
Mhm.
But if they're fucking like in over their head and I don't know, thousands of dollars,
yeah,
that's a red flag, right?
yeah. I mean, and it's funny because I
I don't think I'd commit to something like
Yeah.
that. 'Cause it just says something about you too.
yeah. If I thought about it objectively, and they're like, oh, I need a guy, like I need a guy who makes 100K or more.
Oh yeah,
I could be like, that's a red flag. But just like personally, I'm just like, oh, that's fine. Like that's not me, so go.
yeah,
Or,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
go. Like, you don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. We don't have to waste each other's time. You do you. But honestly, though, like right now, I'm like, okay, I'm 30 years old. I wanted to be a dad when I was 25. But when my
Is that the same? Could you say the same now or what?
well, I'm not 25. When my dad was 25, he could have a kid.
Yeah,
And the economy was different back then. Now, I'm like, oof,
it's not the same.
it's not the same. When I was 25, I was barely getting a job because I got out of grad school. And I
Right.
wasn't working a lot. I was just doing like part-time stuff. So I ain't got no house. I ain't got no prospects. I don't have saved up money. I don't have the
Right.
stuff that will make it safer or more comfortable to have a family. So that's why sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish.
You know what's crazy?
What?
There's millions of people somehow making it by less than you,
Yeah.
than us.
And they're making it.
They're making it somehow.
So I'm like, yeah, I guess
So I was
it
like-
depends on like who's willing to go through the struggle to do that.
right.
And I'm like, me, I'm over here thinking in my head, maybe I'm in la la land if I'm thinking that I can live like a comfortable life.
I see nothing wrong with that though. Like you want to be secured, right? Like,
Yeah.
You don't want to have to struggle.
If something happens and there's an emergency, I don't want to panic because of it. And I think that's probably one of the reasons to think a little bit about the financial situation stuff, because I'm like, oof, like just to be upfront with the lady, I'm like, look, I only make this much, so if we are in trouble about something, I can only help out this much.
I only got 2 kids.
I only got two kids, 2 baby mamas. You got to worry about that.
kidneys.
Fuck.
I only got 2 kidneys.
Yeah, so I mean, some people tell me they're like, I mean, count yourself lucky, Eric. You don't have kids right now. Not that there's a bad thing, but that's not something you have to think about. I'm like, yeah, true, but yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting to talk about. I can't believe I'm saying it here, but I mean, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to be honest about shit, and let's keep it real, right?
I just asked really quickly, how much is a kidney on the black on the black market?
No.
A kidney could sell anywhere between 20,000 to 200,000.
Fuck, dude. I thought you said how much is a kid?
No,
The black market. I'm like, whoa, fuck.
Kidney.
Oh, kidney. Oh, okay. How many of those I got? 2?
You only need one.
I mean, I could take pictures of my feet if I want. I have only feet. If I could only feet. I don't know. That's dude, that threw me off guard. Kidney. Goddamn. So yeah, leave it in the comments if you know anybody in the kidney business. That's terrible.
Any nurses out there that can help me safely
Fuck.
remove this?
Oh no. That's crazy, man. Well, those are pretty interesting topics, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. My ass
Just
is
winging
cold.
it.
Huh?
We were just winging it right now. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, right now, I don't know. That honestly, the dating stuff and all these other questions that ChatGPT, I'm like, damn, that hit it right on the dot, because that's kind of the stuff I've been thinking about lately. With my age and like what I'm trying to do in my life, I'm like, that's some stuff to think about.
We'll see when the next podcast is and if we can bring anyone else in.
Yeah, especially a female perspective. I want a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
I want to know one woman. Tell us what women think. Just one.
Tell
woman.
us your secrets.
Tell us the secrets of all of you.
Well, what else would we talk about? More red pill content, or this was actually pretty good. I'd never.
Yeah. I mean, we were winging it before, but I
Yeah.
liked answering the other ones because honestly, I'm just like, I don't know much. But there's a few things that I've been thinking about. And I'm like, that was pretty good. But what to talk about with the ladies? I don't know. Leave in the comments.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let us know. Let us know what you guys would want to talk about.
What y'all want to hear?
I want to hear perspectives. He wants to hear perspectives. And let's just keep it rolling. I like how we started this with movies, and we only talked about Gladiator 2 and how much how much it sucked.
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, like I had a special preview, so it wasn't even out yet.
Oh, okay.
So I got to see that, and they didn't even tell us what it was gonna be.
Right.
And the credits came up. It's like, oh,
Okay.
Gladiator 2.
This is how I was when I saw it in the
Then when it
theater.
was done, I was like, oh, that was Gladiator 2.
Yeah, this is how I was in the theater when I watched it. The first hour, I was like,
There's a guy snoring next to me.
yeah,
So-
I'm just like, there's a lot of ways he could have gone about it, but I'm like, oh well. I mean, I'm just a guy over here, copywriter. I don't know shit. I don't know shit about movies. Oh, dude.
I think that's a great way to start the year.
Yeah, masculinity, femininity.
Um,
I don't know if that's a topic we could talk about.
femininity.
Femininity. You know what? Imagine if we asked a girl.
My perfect woman.
Here's what she needs to do. No, I mean, imagine if we like asked a lady. I'm like, hey,
Like on the street.
do the street interviews. Hey, what do you think it means to be a man?
You don't think we could do that?
I wouldn't want to do that.
You don't want to do that?
People are crazy, man. They say the dumbest shit. I've seen videos like that, and I'm just like,
That's how they got Haktua famous.
we're gonna find the next Haktua girl.
She's going under scrutiny right now.
What? Why?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No.
You know, she started doing all these side projects and stuff.
Really? With all her clout, she started doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she's getting screwed.
She started a Bitcoin,
Oh fuck! Wow.
and she robbed like millions of people.
Fuck. On those
Of
people.
everybody.
On everybody's money. Dude, that's crazy. But yeah, that's a nice place to stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to hear from the people. What do they want to talk about?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And it was good seeing you, Eric.
Yeah, man. I'll see you next month.
Hopefully it doesking take another year to come up with
We're gonna
another
have
podcast.
another hiatus. Hey, we're gonna be out here on summer. We're gonna have a little kiddie pool, soaking our feet. So tell us about your.
Did you like this spot?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was thinking
Right.
like we're gonna do like an Uncle Rogers or no, what's his name? Mr. Rogers.
The guy with the sweater?
Yeah, the one who's like, something. My friend.
Oh, the jingle?
Yeah, that guy.
You're talking about the jingle?
I think.
What do you...
Fuck, dude. I never watched Mr. Rogers. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Howdy, neighbors.
Yeah, that guy who's like, you're my friend.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna have our feet in the kiddie pool and be like, so
Dressed the same.
listen, neighbor.
Wouldn't that be funny?
That'd be funny. I'm gonna wash Angel's feet. Angel's like, wait,
Blur him out. I'm going to blur him out.
They're gonna be. It's gonna be censored.
Go to Patreon for our unfiltered.
It's on Only Feet. You'll see the real deal. Fuck.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Yeah, I wasn't there. Thanks for stopping by, and
Yeah.
Catch you next
Have
time.
a good one.
peace.
Peace.
Morty, say hi.